Okay, so good morning to all of you. And in the last class, we have talked about the wind, storm, and cyclone, right? So we have started this chapter and we have completed first this air exact pressure, right? And we have also completed about this high strength and applications of wind. And wind can be classified on the basis of the duration, strength, speed, and so many things, right? So in this class, we will talk about the high speed wind. What are the high speed wind? So high speed winds are accompanied by reduced air pressure, right? Which means high air speed, right? High speed air are accompanied by reduced air pressure. Means in if we have any one part, right? In one part there is a higher pressure can be moved in the lower pressure zone, right? So that this higher pressure of your air is getting reduced in this high pressure, so by the moving of this pressure or this air to the lower pressure zone, right? So air move from the region of higher pressure to the lower pressure, and the greater of the difference in pressure, the faster the air moves, right? Means the difference between these two zones, if the higher pressure is and lower pressure is the very difference, right, in between these two places, so the movement of the air will be very faster and very high. It is due to the heat of the sun, and from which air become warm, producing a low pressure, right? And why this is happening? And due to the heat of the sun, right, means by heating of your sun in your particular location or particular area, this air become your lighter, and it is getting right uplifting in the upward direction, and it's create low pressure zone in that area, in such a area. So in that particular area, your from higher pressure, right, of your air is coming to the lower pressure zone, right? So the warm air rises up and the cool air from the surroundings move towards the sea, right? So that is why this high speed move or this high speed winds are right running. The fast moving air blowing over an object help in lifting the object up, the producing a region of low pressure above it, right? This means the fast moving air blowing over an object, right? If any fast moving air which is blowing over an object help in lifting. Sometimes you have seen some of the houses, right, which are located or which are placed in the high speed or high or fast moving air in that particular way, so that the your side of your houses is getting uplifted, right? And sometimes this side of the houses is just uh, uplift and thrown out, right, by the pressure and by the power of your air, right? So reasons for low pressure above it, and this can be shown by the following activity. So air pressure, right? So here you can see the some activity, and by the activity you can easily connect this how your air exert pressure and what are the your high speed wind, right? Air pressure is caused due to the constant bombardment by moving air molecules on the surface of the paper strip, right? So suppose that you if you have a paper strip, right, this is your paper strip, and if you are taking air towards your mouth, and if you are blowing air, right, so your air will be very high or very fastly moving, right, uh, in front of your mouth. So similarly your paper will be also moving fastly, right, and this will be uplifting, right? Suppose that when you are not blowing any air, so this paper will be looks like this, right? It will be located in the bottom side, but when you will blow the air right in this direction, so this paper will be uplifting. So similarly this kind of the your reactions are this kind of the your phenomena is taking place in our environment due to this high speed wind, right? Similarly, if the high wind blow over the roof of houses, right, in the upper roof of the houses, high speed wind blow over the roof of our houses, it will reduce the air pressure, right? So which means whenever if any area, right, if high speed winds are blowing, so that reduce the low pressure, or that reduce the air pressures above the roof, and it is roof of houses are weakened than higher air pressure, and from below will lift of the roof, and which can be blown away, right, by the fast wind, and therefore weak roof of houses can be lifted and blown away by the high speed wind, and that is called ice storm, right? So I have already explained in this particular section that if your high pressure of your air is blowing right over the surface of your houses or your shades, so your roof is going to uplifted right by the moving of your high speed wind, and this is called your storm, right? The next here we will see about the next point, that is the your this is seen in the following activity, right? So crumple of a small piece of paper into a ball of size smaller than the mouth of an empty bottle. Hold the empty bottle on its side, likewise, right? You have to just take an empty bottle, and you have to what you have to do, you have to just place the paper ball just inside the its mouth, right? Here you have to just place a paper ball, right? You have to just wrap the paper and place into the mouth of your water bottle, empty water bottle, and just what you have to do now, try to blow, right? What you will do, you will just try to blow, or try to blow your air inside your bottle, empty bottle, and the ball the force into the bottle. It is difficult to force the paper ball into the bottle, right? So when you will place this uh, paper wrapped paper or ball paper wrap, so it is difficult to blow this wrapped ball in the right in the wall of your bottle. Why? Because uh, under the under the bottle there is a higher pressure, right? So that pressure is getting coming back, right, towards your mouth. Why? Because here is no any places by which this uh, inside the pressure of your bottle can be escaped, right? So that is why it is very difficult. Takes two balloons, right? And this experiment can also be done. So take two balloons of approximately equal size and try to uh, hang like this, and just to blow air right between the two balloons. You will see these two balloons will be coming in the same direction, right? So which means the air which is present between these two balloons is getting right blowing, and here low pressure zone is going to create it. So that is why the pressure or the balloon which have higher pressure is coming to the place where the low pressure is forming, right? So these are the another experiment. And next here, air expand on heating, right? So as you all know that when you will heat the air, right, so it is going to expand, and you can see this experiment, right? You can just uh, right, you can just take two bags, right, of your like your hot balloon air, like balloon you have to take, and if you will heat that bag, so definitely it will be expand, right? So it will become lighter, and when it will expand, so the size will be also increased. You can also see this experiment if you have a balloon, right, which you have bought from your market or from your any shop, and if you will place that balloon in the heat, so that's the size of your balloon will be increased. But when you will place that balloon in the condition or cold place, so your the size of your balloon will be become smaller, right? Why? Because the by heating or by applying heat, the size of your balloon is getting expanded, right? So on heating, your air is going to expand. Why? Because by absorbing kinetic energy of your air molecules, they are just moving away from each other, and due to this phenomena they are just increasing the size of your balloon, right? So this is the uh, heat of your you can say effect of your heat on your air. Yes. And next here we have, that is the wind currents are generated due to uneven heating on the earth, right? So why this winds currents are generated? Due to uneven heating. Uneven heating means on the surface of your earth it is not equally heated by the light of your sun, right? Why? Because the sun is moving from south to north, right? Likewise it is moving, so that is why uneven heating of your earth, right? And due to this the wind current is generated. Otherwise, if all the earths are equally heated, so there is no any movement of air can be seen. But due to this uneven heating of your air atmosphere, that is why your winds is generated, right? So uneven heating between the equator and the poles, right? As you know, we have south and north pole, and we have equator. So around the equator your heating is we can say equally, but not equally in the same year, right? Because in the tropical region of your northern side and in the tropical region of your southern side, different time period, different kind of your weather which is arising, and due to this uneven heating of your earth, right? So the region close to the equator gets maximum heat from the sun, right? And the air is these regions gets warm, and the warm air rises, and the cooler air from the region of the 0 to 30-degree latitude belts on either sides of the equator moves in these, right? Means suppose if you have, this is your earth, right? And this is your north, and this is your south, and this is your equator. So from the equator of your 30-degree above side, and from the equator of 30-degree bottom side, this is 30-degree, and this is your 0-degree, and this is again 30-degree. So if your sun is just moving right between these two lines, right? This is the that is Capricorn, and this is your equator, and this is your uh, sorry, this is your, yeah, this is your Cancer, right? So this is your Cancer, and in the bottom side that is your Capricorn, in the middle that is your equator. So in between the your equator, Capricorn, and your Cancer, these two lines, your sun is going to move, right? So due to this 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 region is accepting or getting maximum uh, heat of your sun. So that is why the cools air, right? And when this region will be getting higher energy of the sun, so definitely the air will be become higher, or become too much heated, right? Or warmer. So that air will be rising upward direction. So by the taking place of this, or by the filling of the empty places of the air, cools air or cooler air will be coming towards, right, in this location from the different, or from the other poles, like from this poles or from the southern pole, when the air will be upward direction, right? And similarly from this pole, when the air will be in this upward direction. So due to uh, this region, your air is going to blow, right? So these winds blow from north and south towards the equator, right? From the southern side and from the northern side, these airs is going to blow in the region of your equator, right? And at the pole the air is cooler, right? And in the poles air is cooler. Why? Because mostly the sunlight is not reaching, right, to the poles of the earth, and that is why mostly season the air of your polar region is mostly in cooler. So latitude about 60 degree, the warm air of these latitude rise up, and the cold winds from the polar region rushes, right? So from the polar region these airs are going to rushes in to take its place. In this way wind circulation is set up from the poles to the warmer latitude, right? So that is why from the poles these winds are circulation set from the poles, right? And by filling the uh, empty places of your uh, warmer air, right? So wind currents are generated, right? Which means why these wind currents are generated? Due to the uneven heating of your sun, right? This is very, very important point. Okay, you can see here by this diagram, you can easily connect to how and why I'm saying that. See here, this is your earth, right? This is your earth, and this is your northern latitude, and this is your southern latitude, right? And this is your equator, and this is your 45 latitude, and this is your 45 northern latitude, right? And here this is your sun, right? This is your sun, and the sun rays is coming from this direction, right? So when this earth is rotating, right, suppose that your earth is rotating likewise. So when this earth will rotating likewise, so the uh, for example, your in the summer season, right? In the summer season your sun will be uh, the mostly the light will be coming in the summer season to this location, right? In this area mostly the sunlight will be arising more, right? In this area, so this and in this area it will become cooler, right? Similarly when in the winter season, in this area light will not be reaching fastly, or in this area light will not be reaching more denser, so that is why this area will be become cooler. And this is your equator region, right? So in this region you can say mostly the sun light is arriving equally, right? Means either the sun will be available for in this season. For example, in this winter season is becoming summer season, so the sunlight will be coming in this direction, uh, right? Mostly time in this direction the sun will be arising here. So this summer season will be become winter season. So here when the light is coming to this direction, so the air of this area will be warmer, and it will be uplifting, right? It will be uplifting in the up direction. So when it will be uplifting up direction, so the air which is uh, presenting in this northern side and in the southern side will be try to filling, right? Or will be try to moving in this direction, right? From similarly from here to here. So that is why uneven heating means when sometimes we are looking that sun is locating in in this poles or in this region, sometimes sun is locating in this region, sometimes sun is locating in this region, right? Means at the same time we are not getting equally heating on over the surface of your earth. That is why this word is written, right? Okay, so I hope you have clearly understand about this. Okay, next we are just talking about the next point, and that is uneven heating of land and water, right? So you have also seen about your uh, land breeze and sea breeze, right? So uneven heating means in the daytime, right, your sea is getting heated, right? And your earth is your land is also getting heated, right? So you know that is the your land is getting heated in the daytime and very faster as compared to water. Means water takes higher light or heat energy to become hot, right? And your land is also means your land take very less heat and energy light to become hotter, and it's also very fastly become cooler. And if you talk about water, so water taking too much energy or water taking too much time to become hot, and it's also taking too much time to become cool. So that is why this uneven heating of land and water is also one of the important factor to having different situations or different weather climate in the our earth surface, right? So here you can say in summer near the equator the land warms up faster, and most of the time the temperature of the land is higher than of water than in the ocean, right? In the summer location or in the summer season, the area near the equator, right, the land warmer faster, and most of the time temperature of the lands is higher, right? So as you are knowing that in the June and May June in our in this area mostly the lands is getting too much higher temperature, right? And the air is too much warmer, right? And you know that is the uh, May and June time period, and the air is too much hotter, and some people, this hotter air is called loo, right? So this hotter air is very uh, warmer, right? And the air over the lead gets heated and rises up, right? So this, due to this hotted air gets lighted, right? So due to this lighter, it is going to rises up, right, uprising, and this causes the winds to flow from the oceans, right? And this causes the wind flow from the oceans towards the land, and these are monsoon wind, right? So these are the monsoon wind, and as you know, that is the in the rainy season, the monsoon is coming from the your oceans, right? Why? Because the in the monsoon, in that winds, they are carry uh, moisture, and that is the humidity, right? Humid moist air, and which carry some waters, right? And when they strike, right, and when they collide or condense and at such place, so they uh, get rain over that particular area. So the word monsoon is derived from the Arabic word mausam, right, and which means season. In winter, the direction of the wind flow get reversed, and it flow from the land to the season, right? So in the winter season, this flow of your wind is gets reversed, and it flows from the land to the ocean, because in the land the temperature is very less as compared to your ocean. So that is why the your air is moving from land to the ocean, and the winds from the ocean carry water and bring rain. It's part of the water cycle, right? So some in the winter season, right, so the winds from the ocean carry water and bring rain, right? So in this particular uneven heating of your land and water, which also help us for training, right? Means this wind carry water, right, from the oceans and bring rain. So now we have completed up to this uneven heating, and let me discuss some other topics, right? So this is also your India, right? And how this your monsoon season or monsoon or air uneven weather air is arising here, right? You can see here. So this is your India, right? You can see here. This is your India, and in this particular July season, right? You can see here the air is coming from this direction, right? Uh, from this Arab Sagar, right, or Arab Sea, and in the winter season, this air is coming back, right, from this particular Bay of Bengal, or in the from Himalayan region, right? So uneven heating of land, especially the Rajasthan desert, generates monsoon winds and from southwest direction in summer, and these winds carry lots of water and from the Indian Ocean, right? So from the Indian Oceans, these winds carry lots of water, and which causes rainings in our